Hello guys, this is Amol Khedkar. Good morning. I welcome you to this video. Today I'm going to talk about a recent event that happened in the US, a very a country that I admire a whole lot. So this is from the New Yorker, and it says that the death of George Floyd in context. I'm sure you might have heard about what happened. That police in Minneapolis, they literally arrested this black man in which he got killed. Yeah, this is America. Nothing to see here. On Tuesday in Minneapolis, hundreds of protesters, many wearing face masks to guard against the coronavirus, gathered to protest at the spot where Floyd died. So America is winning again. I'm making these kind of sarcastic videos, but yeah, this is America. Okay, racism is very rampant and very prevalent in America. I've been saying these kind of things for long time now. Okay, look at all my videos on this channel. Two incidents separated by 12 hours and 1200 miles have taken on the appearance of the control and variable in a grotesque experiment about race in America. Race is a very controversial thing in America, and my personal opinion is that America is the most racist and most violent country in the entire world. There is just no doubt about that. Okay. On Monday morning in New York City's Central Park, a white woman named Amy Cooper called 911, which is the police, and told a dispatcher that an African American man was threatening her. Okay, this is America. The man she was talking about, Christian Cooper, who is no relation, filmed the call on his phone. Okay. So what happened is that Christian Cooper, this man, filmed the call on his phone where this white woman was calling the police on this person and telling them that this African American man was threatening her. Okay, they were in the Ramble, a part of the park favored by bird watchers, including Christian Cooper, and he had simply requested that she leash her dog, something that is required in the area. Okay, I've also seen this many times. People just walk around in Central Park, which is the park in the center of New York, if you don't know. Okay, and they don't have leash over their dog, so they just have the dog roaming around, and that dog literally comes at you as if there's no tomorrow. Okay, so definitely all this person was saying is that he was asking her to leash her dog, something that is required in that area. Okay, in the video before making the call, Miss Cooper warns Mr. Cooper that she is going to tell them there is an African American man threatening my life. Now you understand why I have been saying that America is the most racist country. Look at this. There is a video on the internet. You can go and check out that video. Okay, before making the call, Miss Cooper. So this is the name of the the white lady warns Mr. Cooper, which is the black man. Coincidentally, they both have the same name. Okay, and she said that she is going to tell the cops, the police officers, that an African American man is threatening her life, even though he is not doing anything. Even then, the white lady just tells something like this. There's a video called "This Is America" by Childish Gambino. Go and watch that video. You will understand what America is all about. Okay, America is a very racist and very violent country. I have lived in the US for 8 years, and not for once I felt safe about my life. Okay, America is very racist and very violent. That's my very honest opinion. And you come here for the truth, so I give you the truth. Her needless inclusion of the race of the man she fears serves only to summon the ancient impulse to protect white womanhood from the threats posed by black men. Extremely important statement. I'll dissect this one more time. Her needless inclusion of the race of the man. So she said specifically that an African American man was threatening her life. Okay, what is the need for including the race of that man? Nothing. It's just so that they can keep on having that narrative of black people harassing white women. Okay, as you can see here, it just serves only to summon the ancient impulse to protect white womanhood from the threats posed by black men. Absolutely true. For anyone with a long enough memory or a recent enough viewing of the series, When They See Us, the locale of this altercation becomes part of the story. We know what happened to five young black and brown men who were falsely accused of attacking a white woman in Central Park. Okay, there is a series called When They See Us. Okay, where it says that the locale of this altercation becomes part of the story. We know what happened to five young black and brown men. I'm a brown person. Okay, I was born in India. Okay, it is, I mean, I know that I'm a brown person. I cannot hide that fact. I wear it on my face. Okay, so no matter what happens, I'm not going to be a white person. I'm just a brown person, and I have to embrace that fact. I have to, make peace with it and keep on living with it. Okay, I've been living in a white majority country for the past 10 years of my life now. I was in America, which is again a white majority country, and now in Canada, again a white majority country, but I'm a brown person. I'm a brown guy. Okay, just let me, I just wanted to get it out there. So look at this: five young black and brown men who were falsely accused of attacking a white woman in Central Park. And this was the premise of the series, which is called as When They See Us. Okay, so yeah, same kind of thing that is happening in America for long time now. And then this happened before, okay, in Central Park in New York. Now we come to the actual story. On Monday evening, just this week, in Minneapolis, which is in Minnesota, okay, a 46-year-old black man named George Floyd died in a way that highlighted the implications that calls such as the one Amy Cooper placed can have. Understand this, okay? So what they're saying is that this person, George Floyd, died in a way that highlighted the implications that calls such as the one made by Amy Cooper placed can have. So the call that the white woman made on the black man, what kind of implications that has, is just highlighted in what happened in Minneapolis, in Minnesota. George Floyd is who Christian Cooper might have been. So very true, like I have seen this kind of black hatred in America many times. I've also seen brown hatred many times. Okay, because what happens is that 95% of people in America have never even left the state. Forget about the country. Half of the people in America don't have a passport. Okay, they have never even left America, or they have never even left the state. 90 to 95% of the people who are born in the state in America, they die in that exact same state. So when they see a brown or a black person, they just feel very threatened. Okay, that's what America is all about. America has been a racist country for centuries. This is not something new. So the election of Trump is just a testament that America is a deeply racist country. So the police made no arrests and filed no summons in Central Park. Amy Cooper has apologized for her actions. She was also fired from her job. Understand this, okay? So the police made no arrests and filed no summons. Why did they do that? Just understand this, okay? Why did they do that? Because this person, Christian Cooper, had a video of that woman calling on this black person. So that's why that woman was fired from her job. But the police also, made no arrests or filed no summons. Police responding to a call from a shopkeeper about someone trying to pass a potentially counterfeit bill arrested Floyd. Okay, so again, like this person, George Floyd, was arrested on fake charges. Surveillance video shows a compliant man being led away in handcuffs. Surveillance video shows a compliant man being led away in handcuffs. Okay, so surveillance video, I mean CCTV video, shows a compliant man in the sense like he was complying with the police officers and he was being led in handcuffs without any fault of his own. Okay, but cell phone video later shows a white police officer kneeling on Floyd's neck for 7 minutes despite protests from onlookers that his life is in jeopardy. I've always said this, being black is a crime in America, being brown is a crime in America. Police brutality is a very important thing in America. Okay, we always think that police are there to protect us, but the violence starts when the cops get in. Mark my words, I have seen these kind of things. Police brutality is a more very important thing in America, and police are the ones who abuse black people and brown people in America. Okay, this is what this means. Cell phone video later shows a white police officer kneeling on Floyd's neck for 7 minutes despite protests from onlookers that his life is in jeopardy, and that's how this guy was dead. Understand this? In an echo of the police killing of Eric Garner in 2014. So this has been happening for a long time. There was also a person called Eric Garner that was killed by cops in 2014. Cops kill black people. Forget about the white people. White people always kill black people. There's no doubt about that. But cops kill black people. The police officers kill black people. Imagine this, okay? America has private prisons. Do you know this? America has a prison complex. It has private prisons. They have to fill those prisons somehow. That's why they arrest black people. Somehow, they just keep on arresting black people as if there's no tomorrow, and they keep on putting them into prisons, because in prisons, they just have to produce people to put into prison. That's what America has become. Corporate America at its finest, okay? So, Floyd repeatedly says, I can't breathe, and then I'm about to die. You can see this video, okay? There's a cell phone video on the internet where Floyd repeatedly says, I can't breathe, and then I'm about to die, okay? And then when the officer eventually removes his knee, Floyd's body is limp and unresponsive. This is America. Always remember this. If you want to go to the land of the free, home of the brave, this is America. Floyd repeatedly says, I can't breathe, and then I'm about to die. When the officer eventually removes his knee, Floyd's body is limp and unresponsive. For 7 minutes, this police officer had his knee on the neck of a black man. And when the black man was saying that I can't breathe and I'm about to die, and when that police officer got his foot out of his neck, that guy was dead. This is America. Floyd's body is limp and unresponsive. A person nearby can be heard saying, they just killed him. On the video, you can go and watch that video. Floyd was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. A police statement said that Floyd appears to be in medical distress, but made no mention of his being pinned to the ground with the weight of a police officer compressing his airway. Police officers plant drugs in America. Okay. This is what America has become. I have seen cops plant drugs on black people in America. Land of the free, right? Land of the free, home of the brave. This is what America has become. A police statement said that Floyd's body appeared to be in medical distress. What the hell is medical distress? That guy is dead. What do you mean by medical distress? And made no mention of his being pinned to the ground. So the police complaint made no mention of a police officer literally pinning that guy to the ground, and literally having his weight, the police officer's weight on that person. Do you know how heavy and how big a cop in America is? Okay, they are trained to literally be like Vin Diesel. Okay, they are so muscular, they are so big that if they literally step on the airway of a guy, like on the neck, this police officer had literally a shoe on the neck of this person who is called George Floyd. For 7 minutes, people were around, they were filming this person, all of this incident. And this person who was lying on the ground, he was saying that I'm feeling it difficult to breathe, I'm about to die. Even then the police officer did not take off his shoe from this guy's neck. And when he was dead, what did the police write? They wrote that this Floyd appeared to be in medical distress. They didn't even mention that this guy died because of the police officer. No, nothing like that. Because why? Because they just don't want anything on themselves. If tomorrow it gets out in the papers that a cop killed a black man, it's a normal thing in America. There's nothing to see here, okay? In America, cops kill black men almost daily, okay? This is not something new. Police brutality, police corruption is a very important thing in America. I've seen this many times. Go to Atlanta, go to Georgia, go to any of the southern states, okay? Alabama, Texas, Florida, all of these are very racist states. They will literally, there are police officers over there that will literally kill you if you're a black or a brown person. This is a fact, okay? The video of Floyd's death is horrific, but not surprising. As I said, this is not surprising. The video of Floyd's death is horrific, but not surprising because, again, this is America. Terrible, but not unusual. This is not unusual, this is not surprising because this has been happening in America for many days, many years, many decades. Okay? Many decades this has been happening in America. Depicting a kind of incident that is periodically reenacted in the United States. Periodically reenacted in the United States. As I said, police are corrupt everywhere in the entire of America. Every state, every county, every city, cops are corrupt. They are there to just, suck the blood out of black and brown people. This is what America has become. It's both necessary and at this point pedestrian to observe that policing in this country is mediated by race. Very important statement. It's both necessary and at this point pedestrian. Pedestrian, by that it means that you really need to walk on this. To observe that policing in this country is mediated by race. What that means is policing, like police in this country, which is America, is mediated. Mediated in the sense like, it is negotiated by race. So your race determines what the police officer is going to do to you. If you're a black person, if you're a brown person, definitely you will get arrested for even minor things. Minor things, literally, like, crossing the road when the the light is what, like green or yellow or red, they will arrest you for that. But if you're white, they will not arrest you even if you do like $1 million heist. Okay, they will not arrest you even that point. Okay, that's why they have a term in America called white collar crime, white person crime. Okay, white people crime. This is a term in America which says that white people crime, because white people crime is the crime that white people can get away with. Even if a white person does $1 million robbery, he will not get arrested. But if it's a black person or brown person who is just crossing the road, this guy can literally get arrested for literally anything. This is a fact in America. Okay, on Tuesday in Minneapolis, hundreds of protesters, many wearing face masks to guard against COVID-19, braved the pandemic to protest at the spot where Floyd died. So there is this coronavirus madness happening in America as if there's no tomorrow. More than 100,000 people have been killed in America so far. But Trump is golfing, right? Because nothing to see here. I really don't understand how do people even buy this kind of bullshit anymore. To be very honest with you, Trump is golfing and 100,000 people already dead in America, and the entire country is literally a shithole. Okay, forgive my language, but that's exactly what America has become at this point. Okay, outside a nearby precinct house, police cars were pelted with rocks. So people were protesting against the police, and officers responded by firing tear gas. So there was a protest amid coronavirus in America. I've also made a video about how Michigan got overflooded because multiple dams collapsed. Go and check out that video. So Michigan is one state in America, Minnesota is another state in America. Okay, so Michigan is a complete mess at this point. Okay, I made a video about that. Now we come to Minnesota. Now in Minnesota, what is happening is that people are protesting against police. They are throwing rocks on police cars, and the police are firing back with tear gas. And this all is happening amid coronavirus. Why? Because the police killed a black man for nothing. This is America. But within 24 hours of the video coming to light, the Minneapolis Police Department fired the officer who had knelt on Floyd and 3 others who had been at the scene. Why did this happen? Because they had a video of that. Do you know, so many times police just get away with it. Cops just get away with it. Okay, this is something that has been happening in America for a long time. But because there was a video, that's why the Minneapolis Police Department fired the officer who had knelt on Floyd and 3 others who had been on the scene. Okay, Mayor Jacob Frey tweeted that the firings were the right call, but here too context matters. They just give this kind of word salad, saying that this was the right call. Why it was the right call? Because there was a video about it. If there was no video about it, they would have never done anything. That I can tell you. Okay. In November 2015, police responding to calls of a dispute between a man and a woman in North Minneapolis fatally shot a 24-year-old African American named Jamar Clark. Again, I remember this incident. I was in the US at that point. Police and paramedics on the scene claimed that Clark had resisted arrest and had attempted to grab an officer's gun. Bystander claimed that he was handcuffed and was on the ground when the shot was fired. The police always try to protect themselves. Look at this. Okay, I will read this one more time. Police and paramedics on the scene claimed that Clark had resisted arrest and had attempted to grab an officer's gun. So what the police said is that this black man attempted to grab the officer's gun and he had resisted arrest. That's why he got killed. That's the version of the story from the cops. But the bystanders, the people who were standing beside, claimed that he was handcuffed. The black man was handcuffed and on the ground when the shot was fired. So the police handcuffed the guy, he was on the ground, and then the shot was fired by the police officer on the black man. Why? Because police in America like to kill black people. This is a fact, you might laugh at it, but this is just a fact, okay? Police in America really like to kill black people. They like to kill brown people. This is a fact. There are many shootings that happen in America all over, in the schools, in the colleges, in bars, in restaurants, anywhere, okay? America is a gun crazy country. So there are people shooting each other, that's fine. But now even cops shoot you, okay? So when people are shooting, then you go to the cops, right? You go to the police officer so that you can get justice. But justice is, irrelevant in America, okay? There is no justice in America. The cops kill you. If the normal people don't kill you, then the cops will kill you. That's what America has become, okay? Clark's death was followed by more than 2 weeks of demonstrations outside the 4th Police Precinct in Minneapolis, led by Black Lives Matter, an attempt to disrupt holiday shopping at the Mall of America in protest, and cascading contempt from black residents that 2 years later factored into Mayor Betsy Hodges losing her re-election bid. Okay, so all of this happens after Clark's death. Okay, so all of this is just another day in America. Okay, nothing to see here. America has been like this for centuries. America was formed by slave owners. America was formed by white slave owners who said that all men are created equal. If you don't get the sarcasm in this statement, then I don't know what else to say. America was founded by white slave owners who said that all men are created equal. So by all men, they just mean that, all white men are created equal. So if you are a black, brown, yellow, or a woman, okay, you are considered a minority. You are not equal, okay? You are not equal in America. So forget about this bullshit about all men are created equal. It's all just plain BS. There's no, substance to it. So if you are a white person, if you are a white guy, then you are created equal, okay? If you are a woman in America, you are not created equal. So many women have accused Trump, okay, of sexually harassing them. Nothing has happened to Trump, and nothing is going to happen to him. Let me be very honest with you. America is also a very sexist country, okay? So these Western countries want to teach India about feminism and all that bullshit. But these same countries are the ones who literally should look into their own house before they point fingers at India. They literally treat women as sex objects in all of the films, in all of the Hollywood films. Look at it, okay? Women are treated like sex objects, nothing else. And you want to tell India that India should give rights to its women. I call that hypocrisy at its finest. So in light of that history, Frey has been unequivocal about police culpability in Floyd's death. Being black in America should not be a death sentence, he said on Tuesday. Look at this, okay? Being black in America should not be a death sentence, he said on Tuesday. And this does not apply to just black. It also applies to brown, okay? Do you know what comes to a person's mind when they see a brown person in America? If you are a white guy walking on the street in America, or if you're a white lady walking on the street in America, and you see a brown person like me, so I'm a brown guy. I was born in India. I've lived in India for 22 years of my life. I'm a brown guy. When I'm walking down the street, and when a white person, a lady or a guy, comes in front of me, what is the first thing that comes to their mind? Do you know? 9/11. Okay, because I look the exact same as many people in Saudi Arabia. I look the exact same as many people in Iran. I look the exact same as many people in Egypt. Why? Because we all look the same. We all are brown people. Okay. We are not white, right? We are not black. We are brown. So all of them are brown. That's why, as I said, many people in America have not even left the state. Forget about the country. So when they see a person like me, okay, the first thing that comes to their mind is that this person might be a terrorist. This is the first thing that comes to their mind. Always remember this. America is a very violent and very racist country. The larger question, however, is whether the officers involved will face any legal consequences. The larger question, however, is whether the officers involved will face any legal consequences. Definitely not, right? Look at this. The Twin Cities area, the Twin Cities in a sense like the Minnesota Twin Cities area, has been an outsized part of the dialogue about the police use of force. So this has been happening in Minneapolis for a long, long time. The year after Clark's death, Philando Castile, another name, was fatally shot in Falcon Heights, Minnesota, by a police officer who was alarmed because Castile had a gun in his car, even though he had identified himself as a licensed gun owner. To be honest, I don't even understand this entire bullshit about gun ownership in America. I have always been a vocal opponent of guns for civilians in America, okay? I don't even understand even to this day why do normal people need guns in America, okay? That's why this is just entirely out of my purview and out of my understanding why even normal people need to have guns in America. That's just plain insane for me. So again, the video was recorded of shooting of this Philando Castile's death as well. In 2017, Justine Damond was fatally shot by a police officer who was responding to her own call about a possible assault taking place behind a Minneapolis home. No charges were brought against officers in Clark's death. Geronimo Yanez, the officer who killed Castile, was fired from the department but was acquitted of second-degree manslaughter charges. Mohammed Noor, the officer who shot Damond, was convicted of third-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter and was sentenced to 12 and a half years in prison. The Damon case was atypical, both in that it involved a fatal shooting of a white woman by a black officer of his Somali descent, and that Damon was an Australian citizen, which generated international pressure for conviction in the case. So only when there is international pressure or there is some unusual incident, only then the police officers get sentenced in America. Otherwise, like the random killing of a black man by a white police officer does not even get noticed. It's just a plain another day in America, nothing to see here. Okay. No charges were brought against Officer Daniel Pantaleo in the death of Eric Garner on Staten Island in New York, okay, whose arrest and also recorded on video by a bystander and has been widely referenced since Floyd's death. By odd coincidence, American Trial, a film that features a mock trial of Pantaleo for murder, was just released. Look at this. So, a film is released now that is called American Trial, that features a mock trial of Pantaleo for murder. So again, like a white officer killing black man, that kind of film is just released right now. Okay. So, I'll just read the last paragraph here. There is more to be said about the burgeoning genre of videos capturing the deaths of black Americans and the complex combination of revulsion and compulsion that accompanies their viewing. Okay, so this has been an ongoing thing that is happening in America for a long, long time. They are the macabre documentary of current events, but the question remains about whether they do more to humanize or to objectify the unwilling figures at the center of their narratives. Death is too intimate a phenomenon to not be distorted by a mass audience. Yesterday, very few of us knew who George Floyd was, what he cared about, how he lived his life. Today, we know him no better, save for the grim way in which that life met its end. I'll stop talking here, but the thing is that America is just America is a shithole country. Okay, very honest with you. Trump has said that why are we bringing people from another shithole countries? America is a shithole country. America is a messed up messed up it's a messed up freak show. It's a messed up circus. Okay, so this has always been happening in America. Nothing to see here. Okay, so I have lived in America for 8 years of my life. I've traveled almost 48 states. Okay, I've only not visited Alaska and Hawaii, but I've traveled the continental United States many times by train, not by flight. Okay, I've traveled 48 states in America by train. I've seen the ground reality in America. I know how people live in America, and that's the reason why I left America, because I thought this place is just plain bullshit. Okay, this is just plain madness that is happening here. There are people who can buy guns in America by just going to a Walmart, and they come at home and they just start shooting everybody. This place is just plain insane. Forget about the leader of the free world. Forget about the richest country in the world. America can't even take care of its own people. Forget about everything else. Half of the people in America don't have health care. All of this just points out to the extreme decay that America has become. And this is just going to exacerbate as time goes along. I'll stop talking here. If you liked my analysis of this article, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel for more articles like this. Thank you. Have a good day.